At Parker, our purpose is simple. We want to make the world a better place by working more efficiently, by using more sustainable practices, by developing better technologies. We keep moving forward. With each new idea, innovation, and partnership, we're one step closer to fulfilling our purpose every single day. To find out more, visit parker.com/purpose. Parker, engineering your success.
O'Reilly. You've got questions? O'Reilly Auto Parts has answers. Need a pro you can trust? We've got that too. No matter what you need, our professional parts people have the training and expertise to help you do things right. Deep automotive knowledge, just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hashtag no music, no intro. It's here. It is here. The hashtag Saints Twitter podcast, first edition, wildcard, super mega wildcard weekend, the number 2 seed in the NFC, playing on wildcard weekend. Everyone's favorite, New Orleans Saints, welcome into Chicago Bears. It's going down on Sunday, bro. Like, it's here.
Yeah, bro. Like, this time to get hyped, man. I don't care what you say, bro. Like, you're a Saints fan. This is it, man. I know you're nervous and all that shit. Like, man, let it loose, man. Like, this is it. The last ride. You know, it's the playoffs in the dome. Chicago Bears. I saw a stat that I didn't even realize that since 2006, the Bears hadn't beat the Saints since the NFC Championship game. Yeah.
That can't be right. Is that right? No. So that's a fake stat.
They lost. Did they lose against them in like 07 or
They lost. I want to say it was 08 because I remember it being a game that Pierre Thomas kind of went off and they still did. And I think they still lost.
Yeah. That's why I was looking. I was looking at it. It was on TV. It was like Saints had lost Chicago 2006.
I got to fact check that.
Because I remember feeling like they had our number at one point.
Yes. Bruh, I'm telling you, that can't be accurate. It can't be accurate, bruh. But whatever. That's in the past. Where do you want to start? Like, okay, so let's go back a little bit. I know they met earlier in the season, went to overtime. They went, the Saints went to Chicago, didn't have any weapons, bro. Like
nobody.
And still was able to eke out a win. And that, the Bears were being quarterback at that point by Nick Foles, and we're not going to – they won the game. They won the game that they needed to win, even though the game shouldn't have went to overtime because DeMario Davis was forced to fumble, but we ain't going to talk about that. We ain't going to talk about that shit. So that feels like forever ago. It feels like such –
two different teams, really.
Two different teams. This Saints team, if everything works out, they should have Michael Thomas back, Deontay Harris back. Alvin Kamara will become off the COVID list. He played in the previous game. The Bears is being, quarterbacked by new Mitch Trubisky. This is new Mitch. This is a new Mitch.
New Mitch, baby. You ready?
So what's the first thing when you think about this game that stands out to you or that just your eye immediately goes to?
Immediately it goes to the Saints offensive line. Like that, to me, the offensive line is the story of the Saints postseason. Even going back to last postseason when they just played horrible down the line. To me, that's the story. Khalil Mack and Robert Quinn, they hadn't had the greatest season. Akeem Hicks, he's been a little banged up here and there. But, don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? Like, they can easily turn that around and just have have a great day, and if they do, that'll be the matchup that could destroy the Saints' chances of winning.
Yep.
Like, that's the one matchup that if they have the advantage of the defensive line over our offensive line, that could change the scale of the game. And the offensive line, Saints' offensive line has been playing great the past couple of weeks. Still have warts in the interior, whatever, but I mean, all in all, just as a unit, they've been looking like one of the better offensive lines in the league. I mean, Teron Armstead has been
he's been
out his mind. He's been out his mind. Like, it's like he has been dominating dudes. Like I mean, he's been going viral. Like, you know what I'm saying? Offensive tackle going viral, and that's how good he's been. And solid across the line, man. But it look like Nick Easton gonna be out, so old Caesar gonna have to step up, and he's going to have to be on hits.
That's the matchup, bro. That's the matchup of the game.
He lines up at the nose or on the right guard, shaded, or sometimes he get at the right end. But that's it. Like, he's gonna be there. So, Caesar better than I ever Caesar.
You know what? It's funny you say that, but it wouldn't shock me, because here's the thing. Sean Payton knows this is the last ride, bro. Like, he knows, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be shocked, and this is not inside information, that their first round pick has not been starting games for a reason. Like, that's very telling.
Yeah.
A first round offensive lineman at that, like, that's, in theory, that's the easiest quote unquote plug and play position in football.
They are telling you what they think.
They're telling you what they think, right? It wouldn't shock me that Sean says, I got 4 games I need to win. I'm not letting the right guard spot be the reason that we don't win. I'm just saying, if James Hurst is starting at right guard on Sunday, hashtag put him in the Hurst, I would not be surprised, bro. Like, I wouldn't be. Or it could be like a situation where, Caesar plays a couple of snaps and those are just god awful, and Sean's like, all right, I've seen enough. Like, I'm just saying, be prepared.
It's gonna be interesting, man. But that's gonna be when my eyes look early in the game. Like, I'm gonna be looking at 51 and just see how he's doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just where my eyes are going to be focused at the beginning of the game, because I think that's a key matchup. And the tackles, Ramczyk, and Ramczyk's had a good year, but probably not his best. So I want to see how he handles the speed rush. Khalil Mack, I feel like if he's lined up on Armstead should handle that. But look, Khalil Mack, a dog, he could take over games. So don't let him get loose. But look, Drew Brees, he's gonna get the ball out. He knows what type of line he's going against. So I'm not overly worried, but that's the matchup I'm, most worried about. If it goes bad, I guarantee if it goes bad, it's starting with that D line.
Yeah, 100%, without question. And the story of the game, like you said, is 51 on 76. But a bigger story is looking at this injury report. Man, the Bears are kind of banged up coming in the game on Sunday. Now, this is only Thursday. So when you're listening to this, you're going to be listening to this Thursday night. If you're a diehard or potential listener to this Friday, Saturday, let me give you the players who have been DNPs 2 days in a row for the Bears. Darnell Mooney, rookie wide receiver vet from Tulane. Cordell Patterson, it's not injury related, it's personal, but 2 DNPs. Buster Screen, the Bears starting nickel corner, has an elbow injury. 2 DNPs Wednesday and Thursday. And then Roquan Smith, an elbow injury, DNPs Wednesday, Thursday.
That's huge.
If they don't play on, again, this is as of Thursday. We don't know what's going to happen come Sunday. But if some of those players don't play on Sunday, on the man, Saints got to cook, bruh. They got.
Yeah. And the Roquan one is huge.
Huge.
Because he's been their best player. I was listening to like a Chicago Bears beat writer, Kaplan. He was just talking about how, he's been their defensive MVP this year. And, losing him is just huge, because outside of that is, Danny Trevathan, who, is a good player, but he's old. And, just like some UDF A linebacker who, just a backup. So, that's a mismatch. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm hoping you don't play. I'm sorry you hurt, brother. Like, get well, man. Like, don't play, man. I don't care.
Think of your long-term future. So the Bears are coached by Chuck Pagano. What I expect to happen is, they can completely change it up, and I know that Minnesota completely changed up. Mike Zimmer completely changed up his game plan a little bit in terms of what Sean was expecting. But if Chuck Pagano plays the way he typically does, I would expect there to be mostly zone coverage. So the Bears relying on their front four to disrupt and get pressure, and then their linebackers dropping in coverage. But from time to time, Chuck Pagano will bring the blitz. So I think it's going to sound weird. I know Mike Thomas is back. Emmanuel Sanders is going to play. I get that. All the stars offensively on the team, I actually think the player that might do the most damage is Marquez Callaway.
Yeah.
He had just the way he kind of has obviously Mike Thomas is next level, and him and Drew or whatever. But we saw it early, even when Mike Thomas kind of came back, and like they were kind of like not on the same page, and maybe it was an injury, but that connection that Drew has with number 12 right now, like it's working, man. And I can see that being to their benefit when, on the game on Sunday.
And not only that, you see, Drew Brees, feeding Emmanuel Sanders last week, them getting in sync, which we really hadn't seen everybody just in sync at the same time yet. Like I said, the Tampa Bay game was probably the closest we've come. But even then, it was kind of like Mike Thomas was still trying to come on. It was just, things were still just a little fishy, and that, they whooped the shit out of Tampa Bay. So
put it on them, bro.
Put it on them. So you just feel like, man, like they got to handle business in this game. Like offensively, they should in the dome, like they should just be able to. I'm not saying like, look, it's a good going against. So I'm not saying they just run up and down the field, but they should be able to dictate the game to the Bears and not vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying Drew Brees going, throw 400 yards and nothing like that. I wouldn't even want him to, honestly. But I think he gonna let it loose, honestly. Like I think they're gonna let Drew cut it loose with his zone. They've been running a lot of man last couple of weeks in Chicago, a lot of single high. So I be man coverage 1-on-1 situations. And look, if we got the full arsenal out there, if it's Thomas and Emmanuel Sanders and Callaway, shoot, there's gonna be some matchups to take advantage of, especially with them being short on the back end.
Yeah, man.
So you got to take advantage of that, and me and Greg Rosenthal was kind of going back and forth earlier on Twitter because he's like, man, Drew Brees hasn't looked good last 2 weeks, and this, so I'm like, and he's bringing up like the Chicago game from earlier this year, like, they had to eke out a win on that one. I'm like, literally, Mike Thomas, Emmanuel Sanders, and Callaway was out. Like, he had no wide receivers. It's like, and like that was at a point in the season, like with Drew Brees, like we was wondering if he washed. You know what I'm saying? Like, he washed up. Like,
yes.
So, no, he didn't look good. Like, I agree. I completely agree. He didn't look. I'm just saying, the last 2 weeks, I feel completely opposite. I feel a little better about Drew. I feel like the injury got a little more pop.
He does. But I think with that pop, Drew knows like this is it. So he just letting that thing slang. And sometimes like those is
that was the second part of my tweet to Greg, like, and what comes with that is like he gonna take his chances and could be an interception or here and there. You know what I'm saying? Because he Drew gonna might throw into double coverage. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's a gift and a curse. But at the same time, early in the season, like they weren't attacking cover two.
Correct.
Like that was what they would say. Like they were like, well, they was running cover two, so we just went with what worked, and they wouldn't even attack it. Now they're attacking. Now they're they're hitting the gaps or the holes in cover two downfield, 19, 20, 25 yards downfield. If it's so they weren't doing that in the beginning of the year. So the fact that they're doing that and putting that on tape, that just changes the whole aspect of how defenses attack you as an offense. So I'm not saying Drew Brees needs to go out there and just throw all these bombs and shit, but like do it a couple times
strategically,
and it strategically it just changes everything. You know what I'm saying?
It does, and I mean, it's also huge that Deontay Harris is back.
Oh man. That's the X factor to me.
We'll get to the special teams aspect of it. But just like him being on offense, I don't know if he's going to play, but a player like Darnell Mooney on the Bears, what he brings, like when he's on the field, the defense is alert of we can't get beat deep. Now,
right.
Obviously, Drew might not be able to throw it deep to Deontay, but
shit. At least I would make an attempt. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But it just the fact that he's on the field and that could open so much up with ghost motion, jet motion, moving the defense, giving them the shift one way and the play goes the other way. Like that's all huge. And then you brought up, we already talked about potentially Roquan Smith being out the game. If Roquan Smith is out the game, I would expect to see a lot of number 41 matched up against Danny Trevathan. Trevathan's a good linebacker, although, like you said, a little older. Like, that's a matchup that should favor the Saints.
Yes. So, I absolutely, this should be absolutely a Alvin Kamara game. Feed him in a run game, feed him in a pass game. Get him out. I could be wrong, but I just haven't seen them put him on the outside much, like in the slot, I feel like they just hadn't done that much this year for whatever reason. So I want to see him like split out. You know what I'm saying? Split out, especially when you get Mike Thomas back. They used to do a thing where they'll put Mike Thomas out. They'll put AK in the slot, and it's just a tough matchup for a defense to do.
Bro, there's no answer for it. Like no team had an answer for it in 2018, bro.
Like, I want to see that. You know what I'm saying? Especially AK, he gonna be fresh. Like, I'm actually thankful he got COVID and didn't get symptoms because he just been chilling for a week. I didn't want him to play against the Panthers anyway. So
I remember that.
I'm like, shit, like it worked out. Like so he's gonna be fresh, healthy, feeling good. Hopefully, he's hydrated, don't get a tight hammy or nothing like that. And he's gonna be ready to go, man. Like, we haven't had a healthy Alvin Kamara in the playoffs since 2017.
Yeah, man.
Remember 2018, he was a little banged up.
That's right.
Nothing serious, but he was like slightly slowed up. 19, he was a shell of himself. So this year, like, this is it, man. You got a healthy Alvin Kamara in the playoffs, man. In the playoffs.
Let's go. I want to highlight some players on the Bears defense. I know we highlight some players on the defensive line. If you're listening to this, we just want to highlight what to look for in the game. Kyle Fuller is a damn good corner. Damn good corner. He doesn't travel often, so he kind of sticks to his sides, and for the most part, he's always played that way, regardless of whoever been the defensive coordinator. So, at times he'll probably be, lined up with Michael Thomas, and Eddie Jackson is a ball hawk. So Drew got to be careful when he's taking his shots, because Eddie Jackson is 100% a ball hawk, and players that the Saints have to be mindful for when they're on offense.
Yeah. But with that said, man, and I guess we could kind of change over to defense, but like I want Drew to take his shots, man, and even if at the risk of throwing a pick, because now we're not like the the past where a pick was devastating. Like, oh, we lose a possession. It's we can't recover from it. It's just devastating. We got a defense now, man. Like, you got a defense. They throw a pick, defense come out, stop them, 3 and out. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have that ability now. So, we got to watch out for Eddie Jackson, and I want Drew Brees to obviously be smart, but like, man, look, let that thing fly, man. Like, man, it was the playoffs, man. Last ride, sling that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, do it, bro. Like, I'm serious, man. Like, this is it, man. So let your defense help you out. You know what I'm saying? Put the pressure on them. I'm fine with putting the pressure on the defense a little bit.
Yeah.
And
it can't be Kansas City style, bro. Like,
no, not Kansas City. No, that's just ridiculous. That's just ridiculous. But look, this defense going up against Mitchell Trubisky, man. Don't give me this shit about Misky been cooking. I don't want to hear none of that, man. I don't want to hear none of that. That dude is now here's the thing, and I hope Dennis Allen is preparing them for this. Is I fully expect that they will have some design runs.
Oh yeah, it's coming.
I just fully expect it because
coming.
Like, what else you got? What else you got? Like, at least empty the clip with Mitchell, because that's one thing that he can do well. He's a good athlete and he can move. So get him out on the bootlegs and one read not there, strap that ball in and tuck it and go. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe some RPOs and stuff like that. So I think that's one thing that we got to watch out for on defense, that they need to watch out for to not catch him slipping or whatever.
Can we get? Yeah, it's a good point. And there are probably going to be some plays in the game as Saints fans. I'm telling you right now, where the Bears are on offense, they go back to pass. The back end of the secondary plays great, covers them up, and Mitch may scramble for a first down. It's going to happen.
It's going to happen. We're like, it's 3rd and 8, and then he scrambles yards. It's like, So I hate that shit, but that's the peaks and valleys of a Saints game.
It is 100%. Can we get the good Marshawn in the playoffs?
Please.
Can you please?
Come on. A-Rob ain't no slouch. You know what I'm saying? Like, treat him with respect, man. Like, that's a number 1 wide receiver you're facing. So go up against him and make him disappear. You know what I'm saying? Like, because he's an awesome route runner. When Mitch is playing well, it's usually because of A-Rob. So, make A-Rob work hard and force Mitchell to have to try the field, because good things happen for the defense when he has to do that. So, if the D-line could kind of force him in the pocket, kind of keep him controlled within the pocket or whatever, and the Saints could hold it, hold coverage, come on, man. Like, they should be able to handle this, man. Like, they really should.
They should. What is a little concern is that, Trigger Trey's having the whole, like, he was a limited practice Wednesday. He didn't practice today. Seems like the neck is
huge.
Is like, he's the best pass rusher of the team right now, bro.
Man. And I think he's always had it, like, shoulder and the neck or something like that. Yeah. So, that's something to keep an eye on, man. Like, we need him for this game. Could they make it without him in this game? Yes, they could. But you feel better with him playing than not. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want your best pass rusher out there, period. You know what I'm saying? Like, so.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I know, like, what are some things that potentially does scare you when the Bears are on offense? If, like, something.
Yeah, like I said, Mitch running. I think, if he does it enough, it could be like kind of like that, Jalen Hurts game where he's popping off one, and then it opened up something for Montgomery to pop off one, and it just makes the game a little more hectic. And then, what if our offense isn't clicking like normal? Okay, and then it's a close game. I don't want that to deal with it. I don't want to deal with that. Like, snuff that shit out early, man. So, yeah, their run game, even though it hasn't been great, don't let it be great. You know what I'm saying? Like don't sleep on it.
Yeah, I mean,
You know,
to me, this
check
is a
it out.
game where we're taking out David Montgomery. He'll get maybe 50, 60 yards in the game, but this is a game that Mitch Trubisky has to beat us.
Right.
And if he beats us, then then he beats us. But
you didn't deserve. You didn't deserve.
You didn't.
Next round. You let Mitch Trubisky beat you in the playoffs, bro. You don't deserve anything.
Nothing.
Also, what scares me is if like what if the Saints are like dominating and it's like 28-0 or 28-3 in the first half, and who's their backup?
Nick Foles.
I thought Foles got hurt. I don't know.
He was hurt, but I think he's still eligible to play.
Eligible.
I think. I'd
fear like that. Like not that I fear Foles, but anytime there's like a change of quarterback during the game, and that is Foles. He got that little magic shit that he does in the postseason. Like I don't want to see Foles, even though we beat him early. Like I don't know. I don't want that to happen. I want to face Mitch.
He said, "Give me Mitch."
Give me Mitch. I don't want Foles coming in, but that's a good problem to have if we up like that and they're trying to change. So, other than that, man, like I said, I was listening to that Chicago Bears beat writer, and he's like a homer. Sounded like anyway, but he started running down like the matchups. He's like, oh, where does the Bears defense match up? And where does the Bears defense match up? Well, where does the Chicago team match up better against the Saints? And he couldn't name one position. Like he was like, they match up. It's like the Saints outmatch the Bears at every position. And it's true, man. Like there's no reason the Saints. I said I wanted to tweet earlier. I'm gonna tweet it later. But the Saints' main opponent this postseason is the Saints. Like that's the only team that can stop them. It's totally Green Bay. Okay, look, Green Bay deserve all the accolades. But outside of that, like if the Saints play their game and the secondary covers like they should, the D-line plays how they should play, linebackers ball like they should ball, offensive line dominates, AK is healthy, playing well, wide receivers catching everything, tight ends blocking, tight ends catching, Drew Brees on point, smart, make calls, right adjustments, accurate, should whoop them. It shouldn't even be a question.
Shouldn't be.
But I mean, we've seen this story. You know what I'm saying? Like, but like last year against the Vikings, they didn't play well as a team. Like,
no man, they came out flat and got dominated.
Right, and it's the same situation. They're going against, they're favored by a touchdown. So they're gonna have to. There won't be any fans in the dome, so they're going to have to find that motivation, and I think they should, but I don't know, man. Like, we'll see. Like, come on, man. Like, come on. You just dominated. You just took care of the Panthers. Like, go ahead and take care of the Bears, man.
Give Ty Montgomery some touches. Just a touch or two.
I could see that because look, I mean, AK, he had practice this week. I saw Adam Schefter tweeted some shit like he's wearing some kind of camera decoder, virtual machine shit. I don't know. Whatever. But, like, I think Ty Montgomery is showing, like, fuck that slot receiver shit, man. Like,
yeah.
Give him a couple running back snaps, you know what I'm saying? Or throw, a little something thrown out to the flats or something, I mean, he's good as a runner. If you need to just give AK a spell. Because the thing with AK, when he's on the field, it's alert. Defense said alert, 41, and they are just flying towards him.
It's crazy. It is. We didn't even talk about it because he's the most forgotten person on the team. Like Latavius Murray had a great game against the Bears earlier this season, bro.
Sure did. He seems always does. Last year he had a great game.
Yeah, he did when Teddy was quarterback. He sure did.
So yeah, he's the forgotten player. So hopefully he just continues to do that, man. just been Latavius just been a good, solid, all around player. Like we just forget about him. I see. Like I'll look at all player interviews and I just skip him. I just ain't got no reason to listen to Latavius. No reason to listen to that. But, I love him on the team. He's a good player.
Anything else? We didn't hit special teams. I mean, special teams is crucial, man.
Crucial, man. Like we talk about Deontay Harris, those yards matter, man. Like I don't want to see Tommy Lee Lewis no more, bro. Don't see it.
Tired of him.
Tired of him, man. Like, he played his best he could, man. But man, I just don't want to see him. I don't want to see him, man. Like, I want Deontay Harris back there.
Get 14 off the field.
Put him off the field, bro. Can't break a tackle for nothing. But Deontay Harris, shit. Instead of starting at the 20 or the 25, you're starting at the 35. You're starting at the 40.
That's huge.
Maybe might pop one back like that. All those yards matter, man. All those yards matter, and
so they do. And I don't know if he's going to play. Cordell Patterson, if he does play, has that same ability. He's out not due to injury; it's personal. So we don't know what's going on. But I mean, he returned run back last year, man.
Yeah, sure did. Sure did. A great one too. It was like a highlight. Probably would have been a bigger highlight if they won, but yeah, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, he has that so both special teams need to bring it.
Lutz.
Oh boy.
I'm just hoping it don't come down to Lutz, but man, Lutz been making me nervous for a couple of weeks now, bro. Like
nervous.
He ain't been money. He ain't been money. He was money for a long time. Now he's not money right now. I'm not saying he's bad right now, but it's just like, would you gamble on Lutz? Like I wouldn't. Wouldn't put no money down. He missed the extra point last Sunday.
Yeah, bro.
Like, come on, man. I don't know if it was like a snap or the hold.
People on Twitter said the snap was bad and the hold was bad.
Yeah.
Okay,
like y'all need to fix that shit. Like I don't know. Like I'm not saying something wrong with Lutz, but the whole operation, like y'all need to fix that. The whole operation of what's going on, like fix that shit. Because this playoffs, man, like we've seen it. Like the Saints kicked their way to go to the Super Bowl and kicked their way to win the Super Bowl, really. So,
do you have a prediction for the game?
Not really, man. But my gut tells me it's gonna be close for a little while. Chiefs gonna be tight for a little while. I think Matt Nagy, he on a hot seat. So he's gonna put the plan together. I expect their first 15 script to be really good. So I'm saying, I think they're gonna start off like I think they can start off like 10-3. The Bears up, and it just look like we like fuck. What the hell is going on? But I think at the end of the day, the Saints are just too much better than the Bears, and the score is going to end up something like 31-17. Saints.
Okay, I can roll with that. I can roll with that.
Yep.
We'll see. We'll see, man.
We'll see. Yeah, shit could go all kind of ways, man. But like I said, man, if it does, like, I feel better this year because it's like this is it, man. It's like once that book is closed this year, like that's it.
That's it, man.
Like you're moving on, man. Like it's time to start thinking about what we doing at quarterback going forward. What we, how you gonna rebuild this team? Who can you maintain? Who can you? It's like we're going into new territory, man. Like that's kind of exciting as a fan. It's scary.
Scary as shit, bro.
Yeah, bro. But it's like we've been seeing like the same thing for a long time now. So it's just kind of fun. It's just like a football nerd to just kind of figure out where we go. So I'm not, hopefully I'm not rooting for that to happen, but like we just got to ride that wave, man.
Yeah, like it's funny this week. Well, I haven't had much time to think about the Bears game like at all this week. Work been killing my ass. But I will say that it's funny you said that because I've noticed that this week I've had more. I won't say excitement, just more fun postulating like what realistically would it take for the Saints to trade for Deshaun Watson? Because it's just fun to think about.
Yeah, it is fun. It is
Like,
fun. Like
it's
like radio, you know?
Yeah, like the thought exercise has been, entertaining this week. Rather than thinking about like, oh fuck, these dudes playing on Sunday. Like,
man, can you imagine if we was able to get him somehow? Like after Drew Brees, you get Deshaun Watson in his prime, like in the youth of his prime.
man.
Oh man, like God don't love us like that. No way.
No, it's not going to happen. But it has been fun to just throw out, possibilities and fake offers of what it would take. But I will say this. Let me say two things. I know this is the preview Bears pod, but let me say two things. One, if the whole standpoint / notion of the past two seasons, the Saints have been 8-1 when Drew went down, so they don't really need Deshaun. Like, just block me.
Stop. Who you talking about, Ralph?
He's not. Yes, but he's been blocked. But he's also not the first person. He wasn't the only person spewing this notion.
Stop it. The hell are y'all talking about?
Secondly, I don't think people quite grasp what it would realistically take to trade for Deshaun Watson. I threw it out to the timeline a couple of days ago. Just some of the responses were laughable.
Here's my thing. People really think they could get rid of the Saints' shitty players to get somebody like Deshaun. Like, no, you don't put Pete. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's throw Pete in there and Alexander Lonely. Like, no. Like, those dudes don't even account in the trade. Like, the trade like that. Like, no, you have to put elite players. You need to put. You talking about AK, Michael Thomas, Teron Armstead, Ryan Ramczyk, Marshawn Lattimore. Those are the type of players you
just
to be in the
just to get the conversation going.
Like, I'm not saying it's gonna happen. Just to get the conversation going, man. That's what I'm talking about. That's why you never, ever see trades happen like that. Ever. You don't see it.
Like, even I reference the Jalen Ramsey trade to the Rams. He fetched 2 first rounders.
Yeah, man.
He's
a Ramsey, a cornerback.
He's a cornerback.
A cornerback that wasn't coming off a great year, was having a up and down year, was a locker room headache. You know what I'm saying? And he snatched 2 firsts.
And
he
forced his way out.
Now you talking about a kid playing at an elite level, who's a great character, a leader, teammates love him, doing everything you need to do, throwing, put up like almost 5,000 yards this season, can run the ball, everything you want in a franchise quarterback, right there. What does he demand in a trade? Like, there's no answer to that, because I told Nick, I was like, whatever it is,
it's not enough.
The Texans are going to have to come off as the winner in that trade initially, whatever it is. Whatever it is, they're going to have to look like they won that trade. So that's the amount, the bounty they're going to have to get. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be ridiculous to the point where, like, wow, I mean, they really gave up everything for Deshaun Watson.
So I saw, like, the only one shout out to Kev on Twitter was he was saying 4 first rounders, 2 seconds, and Trigger Trey and Taysom. Like, like, that's a huge bounty just to get the conversation going.
Right. And even then, I'd be like, from the Texans, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because from their standpoint, it's like, am I getting better right now?
Right, and then their standpoint, if they're them, they're like, wait, we give you Deshaun, but you still get to keep Alvin and Michael Thomas. Like those first 4 first rounders are going to be late first round picks. If like I'm just saying.
So then it becomes the only people really in play are picking top 5. And does Deshaun want to go to the Jets? You know what I'm saying? Does he want to go to the Jaguars? Fuck no.
No.
It's like, man, I may as well stay here. Shit. You know what I'm saying?
Shit, at least it's Houston.
Yeah, fuck, at least it's H-Town. Shit.
So
you know what?
Go ahead.
I'm sorry to keep it going because I love the conversation, but I would hate for it to happen. But Falcons low key could be in the mix. It wouldn't happen. Like I'm not saying it'll happen.
Oh, because they're picking 4th.
They're picking 4, and if you were able to ship them to 4 and like 2 first rounders and like Julio and Matt Ryan. I mean, if you to the Texans, you got to think about that because you're getting like, okay, as a quarterback on the later end of his stage, but I mean, it's still, Matt Ryan's a fine quarterback.
Man, that got me thinking.
And you get the pick, so you could go and get a young quarterback. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. If you're Houston like that, like you have to take that.
Right, that did you okay? Yeah, maybe he got something there, but that ain't gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? That's just if I ran the league, shit like that happened. But
I will say this though. I know I hate when people bring up the whole salary cap thing. I get it. They're negative $80, $80 million, whatever it is. I don't know. I don't care. Okay, but the jujitsu that they were going to pull to get Jadeveon Clowney, I don't work. They were going to have him sign with the Browns, and then they were going to trade the Browns sign with the Browns for, I believe it was $1 million or 1 year, $15 million contract, and then the Browns were only going to pay X amount. I think what was it, $10 million up to the contract,
something like that.
And then the Saints were going to trade the Browns a 2nd round pick and more than likely Sheldon Rankins for them to trade for Jadeveon Clowney. Stop it! If they want a player, it'll happen. Like
it'll happen.
Don't bring up salary cap to me. Don't do it, please, please.
I'll tell you, Kyle Harley, man, that dude a fool, man. Punching the numbers.
Just some ingenious shit. But anyway, Deshaun aside, they got to handle business on Sunday. They got to, man. Like this is it. Like I'm not emotionally attached or invested, but Drew's ride ended in I don't want Drew's ride to end in the wild card round to the Bears. And when his first year as a Saint, like his first playoff life as a Saint was to the Bears.
Oh no.
I don't like that. That's gross.
Let's do it for Drew, man. Like let's send him out right. Obviously, we would love to send him out with a Super Bowl win, but man, at least let's get him to the NFC Championship.
Please.
You know what I'm saying? Shit. You go to Green Bay, say Aaron Rodgers just has, he's been having an MVP type year, and he just has a great game and he wins. It'll suck, it'll hurt, but it's like, okay, you just take the L and you move on. But your Drew Brees, at least he's going out NFC Championship. He's done his best, he's done his job, done. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's not do the wild card round shit. Please, not even the divisional round. I'm so tired of losing that damn divisional round, man. Jesus. Any other games we're watching, bro?
I mean, just for the comedy of it, the Browns-Steelers game.
Oh, man. You're going to probably have a fucking monitor up there with Stefanski.
The Rams play the Seahawks, but I'm pretty sure there's no way Jared Goff. He broke his thumb last week, 2 weeks ago. Like, how is he playing? I don't buy that. I don't buy it.
Nah, he gonna have that kid in there.
I'm
looking forward to that Titans-Ravens game.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Because the Titans just had their number the past couple years. But, man.
Oh, shit. I forgot the Titans beat them earlier this season.
Early this season, man. Like, even with their shitty defense, like, they just got they got a number on them. And that was kind of like the turning point. Like, Lamar's like, they got our number. They figured us out. Teams figured us out. And he been going off since then. Like, he just been nuts. So I just want to see, I don't know. I want to see how that work out.
Yeah, that's for sure a fun game. Any other games?
Yeah, nothing really crazy.
Who are the Bills playing?
Bills play the
Colts?
Colts, yeah.
Okay. My prediction, Bills will be 1-and-done in the playoffs. Heard here on the podcast.
Yeah, you're not buying the Bills.
Not even a little bit, bro. I don't buy them. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I just don't. One and done.
Man. We'll see, man. That's interesting. I mean, we'll see. It's possible for sure. We won me over. I was not a Josh Allen believer at all. I was not. But he's
out here sounding like the Joker when they said he was crazy.
No. But he won me over this year, man. So I will see, bro. It's gonna be fun, man. Whole weekend, man. I'm sitting at home. I'm not going to New Orleans or nothing. I'm gonna be here watching playoff games.
There it is.
Yeah.
There it is. I will be doing the same. We will be back on Sunday to recap all this madness, whether it's happy or sad, whatever it is, we'll be here. And we just keep it going. So who fucking that? We'll see what happens on Sunday. Good luck to the Saints. Hopefully they bring on the win. With that, we out.
Peace.
O'Reilly.
Check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free and provides a report with solutions based on over 650 million vehicle scans verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we can recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.